Just got back from RSA 2023 in San Francisco. Fantastic show. Huge show.
Big show.
The big show.
Big show. That could be five different shows. There's network security. There's compliance. There's other kinds of security.
Platform security. There's access management. It's great.
I even by one booth it was doing industrial security, where they go into your process control at a refinery.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about network security. And one of the top vendors at the show, and we're going to jump over and show the video that we shot, a panel discussion with some of their regional people, is Hillstone Networks.
Yep. Great friends of ours, yeah. And they had a theme going in to RSA Conference 2023. And it's really kind of their annual theme. They come up with these new themes every year, and this year it was integrative cybersecurity.
Yes,
and it aligns nicely. I like what they did, because if you look at the way RSA positioned their conference in 2023, I think the theme was like stronger together, right. which really was about not one company, not one party, not one thing. Doing it. It takes everybody, and it takes a concerted effort and an integrative approach to really achieve that zero trust architecture that everybody's going after, right? That's kind of that was the net of the RSA messaging. And the Hillstone messaging aligns directly into that. Integrative cybersecurity is really about, for them, it's about looking at their entire portfolio, right. And looking at how all of these pieces together, it's AI driven. But it looks at all of the different, if you kind of break cybersecurity into planes or vectors, it's all of the different vectors and how they tie together, where they tie together, and how AI is the glue that really drives smartness across all of these vectors and makes them work together. Really cool story. And they did a great job, I think, of telling us in the booth, that we're at, interviewing them about kind of what that all means, to customers.
It is a great story, and rather than us tell it, let's just cut over to the video and show the session that we did. And it was a wide-ranging conversation. So we talked to regional representatives from all over Central and South America, and we touched on everything.
Europe as well.
Oh. Yeah. So globally, right? We talked to representatives that represent them all over the world, and we talked about edge, we talked about network security, we talked about the impact of AI. I mean, there's something for everybody in this. I know I learned quite a bit. So let's just jump right over there and show what happened at RSA.
What do you want to do?
We introduce. So where are we?
We're at RSA Conference 2023.
RSA Conference 2023. We're in the Hillstone Networks booth.
With
a big panel of guests.
Big panel. What are you, Hillstoners? What are you, Hillstoneites?
Hillstoneites, actually.
Hillstoneites.
Yeah.
Hillstone has done very, very well in some regions of the world, right? I mean, you're global. You've done well actually around the world, but some regions have done especially well. I think about Latin America, South America in general, right? We talk about Peru, we talk about Brazil, we talk about Mexico.
Yeah, we have
Mexico. I know this young man. It's great to see you again, Manuel. What is the secret of Hillstone's success in these regions? How have you found, such a passionate and growing customer base in these different regions? Who wants to go first?
I'll get that.
Oh, all right. Let's go.
You may guess.
So the secret to this is to solve problems beyond the edge firewall, right?
Yep.
In different times, everybody's been focusing in solving the perimeter problem, getting edge firewall. But everybody knows that the problem is beyond that. So the secret and the success that Hillstone has gotten in the past years is that we've been focusing on solving the internal traffic we've got in the infrastructure, beginning to solve problems in the virtual world, going in and solving microsegmentation, going in the cloud, and beginning to see the problem as a whole, right? Get an integrated view of the whole situation instead of just focusing on one problem at a time. So I think that's what has given the customers a sensation that we can be a great ally to solve all the problems that infrastructure can have beyond, again, from the firewall, right?
So you're saying it's not about selling this product or that product. It's about looking at the customer's problems holistically and delivering a solution that addresses them from the network all the way down to the application.
Actually, we're not here to replace a solution. Actually, we are helping people to secure more the infrastructure.
Yep.
To bring more, value into the table.
Yep.
So, it's a different perspective, because, a lot of other vendors are trying to fight against each other, but we're not,
Yep.
We definitely have such a great portfolio that we can actually collaborate and with existing other, vendors. So, it's kind of the strategy.
Specifically in Europe, I think that 6 months ago we start developing the business there, and actually I can tell you that my main objective is to let them know that we are here because we have innovative production,
Yep.
and that products that are innovation add value and are a complementary solution. We are not here to invade what they have.
Right.
What we like is to complement what they have, add value, and at that moment they figure out that we have more value-added service to their own customers.
Got it. So I'm going to hit on Brazil and Mexico real quickly.
And also here we have
Central American Caribbean.
Oh, excellent. Oh, Caribbean. I want to talk to you for sure. All right. So Mexico, let's start in Mexico. You've done especially well. How are you approaching, your customers and solving their problems? Is there a certain product that's been more popular than others? And is there a common challenge that your customers have faced that you've been able to go in and kind of address? Or is it more of just a, hey, let's look for different gaps that we can fill?
Well, we have a great technology and we have a great portfolio. So what we are doing is we are offering security architecture. No? As somebody said, customers are not looking for point products, they are looking for a security architecture that can help us to solve some problem, no?
Yep.
And to help them to earn more, be more productive. So Hillstone Network has a great portfolio that can integrate or secure most of the critical vectors every organization has. So we are offering to our partners a portfolio that they can resell.
Yep.
and help better their customers. And
So let me ask you this. Is there a certain type of customer that has been especially interested in Hillstone, whether it's banking, manufacturing, government? Is there a specific vertical that you've done well in, or a certain customer type? Or
government is very interested in new innovatives at great technology, new offers,
Yep.
no? Because they are tired of the current vendors. And retail and education are all of the verticals that are adopting very well Hillstone. No? Obviously, we will target finance, but at this moment, government, education, and healthcare are at a good customer for us.
excellent. Okay. I'm coming down to you, Dennis, in Brazil. All right. It's a long flight. All right. So I feel like Phil Donahue with this. So with Brazil, right, in particular, we had a representative from Brazil on a couple of months ago. He talked about the ISP in the telecom space and how much success you've had there, particularly going out to outside of Sao Paulo, Rio, Brasilia, where it's more rural and there's more difficult reach. Is that kind of what you're seeing as your, the type of customer that's been more interested in Hillstone down there?
Yes. So we have a good partners that can help us to cover all our territory. As you know, is a huge territory, and we are doing a great job with solutions as CGNet for ISPs, covering from the south out until the north to the country. We're doing a good job with this.
So what in particular do ISPs find so attractive about Hillstone? Like, why are they buying Hillstone instead of the other companies?
the point with the ISPs is we have a huge numbers of ISPs in Brazil, more than 10,000 ISPs in Brazil. So the most of them are small and medium companies that don't have a good resources. And when we provide a solution as a CGNAT in our next generation firewall, it's an excellent solution with a competitive price that can increase the business of the ISPs. Yes.
All right, and so other parts of South America, I'm going to go Versal and then get to in general. Okay, are you seeing similar kind of success in your region?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, I oversee the whole region.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting to see the different dynamics of each of the territories.
Yeah.
For instance, what you heard in the, from my colleagues, what each of the territories have.
Yeah.
But I think the success has been, as we have been recognized, having the vision of where the security or cybersecurity is going to go.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the firewall as a commercial element has been available over 30 years.
Yeah.
The UTM, well over 50.
Yeah.
SD1, well over 10 years already.
Yeah.
So now it's all about the security on the cloud.
Yep.
The good thing is that we provision the end-to-end spectrum of products, and we can cover regionally the different needs of each of the countries. So
Yeah.
that's where we are shining.
And you're seeing the same thing, I'm guessing, around your territory, Peru, and up through Colombia. Is that kind of the needs of your customers? What type of customers are you selling into? What problems you're solving?
Yeah, so we have two types of solutions, right? We have the ones that are basically solving problems in specific industries, basically education, for example,
Yep.
or maybe the government industry. So they need special solutions. Seeing, for example, education, they have a lot of critical information,
Yep.
right? So they need to protect that. And the other thing is that we're moving in the virtual world,
Yep.
not only the cloud, but we're moving into virtual machines.
Yep.
So we need to control the traffic in those virtual machines, and that's something that's not going to be. It wasn't a problem before.
Yeah.
Because since the industry is moving forward to that type of infrastructure, they need to find a way to protect that.
Yeah.
So that's something we're doing also. We're solving problems in spaces where there's no, they haven't been a normal solution before.
Right.
So that's I think another thing that's making us a little bit growing faster than before, right?
So I have a question for all of you guys. So, you're all selling into your regions, right? Are they customers that you're selling into or partners? I mean, how do you approach your, these solutions? Is it, let me go sell you a product, or is it, let's sit down and talk about the problems you're facing and kind of what you have in-house and how we can complement? I mean, how does that work?
Oh, actually, we sell through resellers, through our partners.
Okay.
Basically.
Yep.
Okay, so we actually sit down with our resellers, our partners. We set up a plan, a kind of planning, and then we will go together to have a go-to-market together. So actually, we ended up, discussing and promoting Hillstone with the end user along with our partners. So basically, that's part of the strategy.
Anybody else want to kind of add to that?
Practically, we are following what's going on in the technology business. There is an ecosystem that we need to respect,
Yep.
where it's a distributor or master distributor, then resellers, partners, and of course the final customers. So actually, our aim is, of course, try to find in each region the best partners, not necessarily big ones. On the moment, we are reaching niche partners because they are more frequently working with partners that work with cybersecurity business. Exactly. So that's practically what we would like to do and we are doing right now. Okay.
That makes sense. Yep.
Most of the end users are looking for security services. No? At the end user didn't care about don't care about the product. They care about the SLA, no? The security SLA. So our partners are using our portfolio to wants to cover more pieces of the network security, and they want to earn more money. So with the great portfolio that we have, they can integrate most of the security products they need or solutions they need in order to give a better security services with a better margin. So they they are giving a great service to the end user, and at the same time they are earning more money with us. That's why most of the partners are looking us to work with us.
So what about in the Caribbean? Besides, rum and really nice beaches, what are you seeing in the Caribbean?
I see that the challenges maybe are very similar to the rest of Latin America. I think that our customers need security controls, like the traditional controls, like zero trust network access, NDR, cloud workload protection, micro-segmentation. But our really value is to try to simplify all those architecture in terms of simplicity and performance. So this is the niche attribute that we are approaching with our customers in Caribbean and Central America, of course. You have to.
We need to do a site visit to the Caribbean. That's what we need to do. So I'm just saying. So let me ask you all this, okay? Hillstone is known for its firewalls, right? I mean, you've been in the firewall business for a long time, very, very successful. You're securing some of the biggest networks out there in the market. What are you hearing from your customers? If you put firewalls as like the top solution you're selling or product you're selling, what's next? What's gathering the most interest from a product perspective from your channel partners who are selling into end users? Is there a specific product or?
It's all about cloud security now.
Okay.
The number of data centers that are being built all around Latin America, probably driven because the big public clouds cannot have that full coverage, that granularity on all the islands in the Caribbean and all the 16 plus countries all Latin America is difficult. So local data centers are being built. And it's all about that security of what's going on there. We have talks of saying, okay, how do I protect my hybrid cloud? How do I protect my private hypervisor, which is going to be a private cloud environment? So it's all about there. That's the next step. The firewall eventually will be a commodity, and it will be cannibalized in terms of all the vendors. So having the vision of securing the cloud is going to get Hillstone to the next level.
So cloud, hybrid cloud is a big focus of customers that or your partners and the customers you're speaking with, and it's how do I secure that hybrid cloud environment, right?
Yeah. And we have different angles. We have our traditional firewalls. We have our traditional firewall being virtualized as a software image running in a virtual environment. Yep. We also have the product that allows you to see the traffic east-west amongst the different virtual machines. Yep. And now we have another product that's going to be securing the containers and the individual zones of the cloud. So our offering in the cloud security is going to get not only better, but it's going to get stronger and more secure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What are you seeing in Brazil, Dennis?
Well, we always we used to go to market in ISPs using our CGNAT, and our CGNAT is also a cybersecurity when you can add how can I say the licenses. Yep. So we are going step by step to growing with the cybersecurity. With the ISPs.
Okay.
Yeah. In Brazil, let me complement that. In Brazil, you have a particular phenomenon, which is that if you give the connectivity as a pure alone service, yep, it's very high tax. Yep. But once you bring value-added services, it's low tax. Okay. So what we're seeing is that partners and ISPs are saying, well, give me the extra licensing, give me the application control, yep, give me the SD-WAN so we could build on the typical connectivity. Yep. So not only Dennis, but the Brazil team is saying, okay, now that we got our foot in the door, how could we add value in terms of security features? And yep, that's the next step in that particular market.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. And that's going to drive a lot of value for.
So if you see, based on what we discussed about, trying to be bringing more value to the table, not to replace. Actually, we are not a product-oriented, vendor. So we are turning to be a solution-oriented. So that's the key of the game. Part of what we're trying to promote.
Makes sense. Did you want to add something?
Yes. Actually, ourselves and other vendors also, they're very concentrated, and we also focus on protecting all the infrastructure, right? But the thing is that we also focus, and I think that's key to our customers, is what happens if and when you get hacked and you get a security breach, right? So you need to know what's happening in your infrastructure today, real time. You cannot wait till tomorrow. So the key is visibility, traffic visibility. And that's a problem we can solve with our solutions. We have a solution called NDR. We can actually see the traffic in real time and see if you had a breach, where is it, and take action to that. So I always say that you can control what you cannot see. So if you can actually open this Pandora's box and see the traffic and actually analyze how it's working there, you can take action to this unknown world, which is the internal traffic. That's something we can solve in a very good way.
Yeah, that's an important element. Tying that to Europe, so, you've got the issues, the war going on in Ukraine, and you've got all of these geopolitical tensions going on right now. Are you finding, speaking to, hacks and looking at traffic in real time, using AI to look for anomalies, are you seeing that as a real issue that's being addressed or is popping up in Europe and requires addressing?
Yes, it's part of what they are looking, because they need to give a solution. And of course, actually, what I saw in a couple of visits that I made in the European East is that, of course, this situation is coming to the common people. And actually, you open a newspaper, you open a website, and you will see cyber crimes, you will see cyber attacks, you will see a lot of things that actually are part of the business we need to work with. And of course, we try to offer a full solution. And we don't put any issue, because actually we are working with Ukraine and also with companies that have partners in Ukraine. And of course, we would like to have a full solution that complements what they have in order to secure all the perimeter. Also. So at this point, I think that, again, it's normal to see that not only in Europe happen, but all the region are actually looking for more ways to secure.
Sure.
Okay.
In the case of Central America and Caribbean, I believe that we are not out of this situation. When the cyber war in Ukraine is going, they develop a lot of artifacts. So after that, the artifact is used, it's put it in the dark web for being transacted. So all the any person can buy these artifacts, and those artifacts has different objectives. In this case, Central America and Caribbean, and we have a global threat intelligence network that can help us to try to stop those threats. So I believe that we are making the correct steps to try to stop that threat worldwide advantage of that malicious actors.
Excellent. Let me ask you all this, okay? I walk around the show floor here, and everybody's talking about artificial intelligence, AI-driven protections, AI-driven threat landscapes. How much are you hearing from your partners and from the field about artificial intelligence and what Hillstone is doing? We're going to get a follow-on as to what Hillstone, how much of a pioneer you are, but what are you hearing?
Yeah, actually it's becoming pretty common, right? Everybody is talking about AI. Let me tell you a little bit about AI in Hillstone. We actually, in 2013, were the first vendor to actually launch AI security actually into our firewall. So we kind of working on that, and we know how to do it. So basically, but kind of a
Hillstone leads the market, pioneers in artificial intelligence. You heard it here first. Eduardo, you said it. Let's go down, though. I want to hear region by region what you're hearing around AI and AI protections. By the way, if you're hearing about customers concerned with hackers and bad actors using AI to infiltrate, I want to hear about that too. So run us through. What are you hearing?
The overall concern is about the number of connected devices, right? So when you have smart devices that are trying to set up a connection, whether being legit or illegit, people are concerned about, okay, how do I protect that? How do I have visibility on that? How do I see the pattern? How do I see the behavior? So what they're saying is that if our AI tools would help them mitigate that broad risk of entry points, then they're going to be welcoming it. They're saying, if you could protect me in a whole around situation, then I do want to have your tool being used in my security environment. Yes.
Dennis?
Okay, we can see in our region the big challenge always is to convince the client to do a POC, and when we can make the POC with client, they can see how good is our technology, working totally based in behavior, and totally in behavior and doing a great job in the environment of a client. This is the key.
Okay, so we all know AI is here to stay. Not only to stay, but it's growing very fast. So
AI is here to stay. Go ahead.
yeah, AI is here to stay. Yeah, I mean it is, and it's not only here to stay, but it's growing a lot. So the thing is, it's very difficult to compete with artificial intelligence if you do it the normal way, right? So we need to involve artificial intelligence to compete with AI itself.
Yep.
And right now we hear a lot of ChatGPT. Actually, ChatGPT is another concern in the cybersecurity world because everybody's worried. The next chapter of ChatGPT is how is ChatGPT going to help hackers attack another company or have ChatGPT help them attack new infrastructure. So it's very, very worrying for us how this technology is advancing, right?
But before I get to you, the good news about that though is Hillstone's, your machine learning and the algorithms you've built in the years of experience, 2013, it's a very mature ML model and it's a very mature AI framework that you've established that should help you. The generative AI thing with ChatGPT is scary. You can type in, simply give me the code to go do this, and it will provide you that Python code or JavaScript or whatever it may be. So what are you hearing in Europe?
In Europe specifically, I don't hear about AI as give me something related only for AI. I think the main concern is related with IoT, is related with the several access points you have at home, where you have any chance to be threat or be vulnerability. So at that point, I think that we have the control and we have all the tools to control that and to coverage. That's the most important thing. I don't receive a specific request, no matter what Eduardo mentioned about our AI beginners with firewalls. No, but again, this is an overall of things that they would like to protect. Okay.
So in Europe, you mentioned IoT. There's a lot of manufacturing. There's a lot of manufacturing, other types of industry, and that's where you're seeing the kind of the IoT requirements come into play. Is that?
Yes, specifically, everything that have an access point, like a watch, a phone, Google Maps, Alexa, whatever. When you light on off your house, you are constantly asking for threats, and that's the one thing I think is interesting. And we are talking with companies of alarms that make an alarm for their houses that they can complement the service, and we can start offering cybersecurity as a service. So you can add $10 more per month, and you will cover not only your house, you will cover all the tools that are Internet of Things.
Yeah, that's a great value.
Yes, and you have kids at home with phones, with tablets, with a lot of things. Yeah. So imagine that you receive an offer from a company, a security company that cover the security of your house, and say, if you pay $10 more, you can have all the Internet of Things also secure, protected.
Marcelo, Mexico, it's the manufacturing hub in North America now, right? I mean, a lot of what we consume in the U.S. comes out of Mexico now, right? I'm guessing you're seeing some take there, but especially tied to IoT, smart manufacturing. Are you seeing, AI as a a big kind of motivator or a driving force for your customers and partners around employing Hillstone?
Yes, in fact, AI is part of our life every day, no? And next step of cybersecurity is to understand behaviors, no? And most of the customers are looking for behavior analytics security solution that help them to protect them without having a person in front of a management console, no? So solution like a breach detection system from Hillstone or every solution who use the AI to understand behaviors and to identify IOC or that can compromise their network, their security of the application, etc., are very important to them. So yes, the answer is yes. We are finding that more customers are interested or are looking for AI solutions in the security market, and that's why they're very interested in our Hillstone solution.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that in our case, in Central America and the Caribbean, our customers have been experiencing the fifth industrial revolution too. So the final objective of them is try to scale. And to try to scale, they have to use all the technology that is available. So the attack surface is expanding. The threat actors know that, and that they are trying to do is try to use the AI to exploit every part of the attack chain and try to get control of the systems of our customers. So we know that. What we are doing is improving that step, go one step up at them, and try to help our customers to simplify their operations with the AI, the ML, and the deep learning technologies in our portfolio. Yeah.
So one last.
Let me add something there.
Oh, yeah, man, please do.
Before you ask us another question.
Yeah.
That artificial intelligence needs a brain, right?
Yeah.
Where is that brain? In the compute power. Where is the compute power? In the data center. In the data center, we have all sort of information.
Yeah.
Databases, images, voice pattern, face recognitions, etc. So if we don't protect that data center as a structure, as an ecosystem, then threats are going to come to the data center that are going to eventually damage the compute power because they're going to either take host or run some attacks into that compute power that eventually will hurt the user. So it's an ecosystem that we have to protect at the data center to begin with. And by using our AI in a good angle, in a good manner, which is securing the data, then that's where we're going to shine above the AI being as a threat and a tool to attack the information.
You know, you bring up a good point because it's all about the data, right? When you talk about protection, we can talk about firewalls, we can talk about hybrid cloud, we can talk about VMs and containers, but really at the end of the day, it's about protecting data. And I'm guessing that's what your customers are really kind of, I say customers, not the resellers, but the end users. That's what they're really, really caring about. It's a data-centric view of the world and who can protect my data the greatest, whether it's working in my data center, whether it's moving up to the cloud, whether it's being processed on a device out in the field. It's all about protecting that data.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So one last question for y'all, okay? Who's first time to San Francisco? Raise your hand if it's your first time in San Francisco. Everyone's been here? Oh,
Very familiar.
crap. There goes.
San
Never.
Francisco, yes, but not to the US.
Oh, forget it. I was going to ask you what you. All right.
Well, it's going to be a tricky question.
Yeah.
Meeting you in person. Change your question.
Now, what's the most exciting? What do you like most about San Francisco? Let's start there.
Lobsters.
Lobsters. Okay. All right. I'll take that.
The exciting city.
That's boring. Give me something interesting.
I'll tell you two things I love here, and I've done it a couple of times. One is Napa Valley, it's great.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the night tour in Alcatraz. It's one of the best things
you
I've done.
did that, huh?
Yes. It's a good thing.
Have you done Alcatraz?
Yes.
All right. Did you like it?
Yes.
All right. And you didn't get stuck there?
What?
You didn't get stuck there, right? They didn't keep you there? Good. All right.
If he doesn't bring POs, he will. No, besides the city that is beautiful,
I really enjoy being in RSA every single year. So it's really awesome.
That is a salesman's answer.
Okay, walking through the piers, drive through the Golden Gate through Sausalito, and also I don't remember that street that are full of flowers that you. I don't remember. I were there. I was there with my family. Yes, my kids went again. Oh my God, but very nice.
Excellent. Noel?
Well, obviously they say everything, no?
Oh God, you
they
see
are,
the basketball.
yeah, obviously seeing the Stephen Curry losing a game. Yeah,
Each time he came.
3 years ago.
So you're not allowed to go to the games anymore.
No, I see the game, but they lost. But it was a very nice
That's a good answer.
adventure.
I believe the wine of Napa. Yeah, the wine of Napa. Yeah.
Drinking.
Okay.
I should have known that was going to come out at some point. All right, one last question for you, okay? In 20 seconds or less, I am a customer that is concerned with my cybersecurity posture. Why Hillstone? 20 seconds or less.
It's the next chapter. You as a customer has been waiting for something new to come along, and that's what we provide.
Love it. That was less than 20 seconds, too.
Let our solution get a good impression in you and your company.
I like that, too. All right, we're doing.
Okay, so we solve the problem from edge to cloud in an integrative way. So we orchestrate the whole solution to give you an easy digest on the problems, right, and solve it in one way.
You got every single buzzword within 20 seconds. That's fantastic.
So basically, security is not 100%. So definitely we need to add layers in order to secure and be more confident.
Excellent.
More coverage, best technology, affordable price.
That's the same.
Well, we have an integrative cyber security portfolio who covers all the vectors you need in order to be more protected.
All right, we'll keep going. That's good.
We integrate confidence to take advantage of the disruptive technologies and scale your business.
Excellent. That's excellent.
That is.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, Eduardo, do you want to speak to what is this thing that is sitting on the surface here?
It's yours.
Well, it's an award that actually we received. We're really proud to be named again. So basically, that's basically part of the work. You know, we're a team really focused on delivering a lot of value to the customers. So we are really proud to be in Hillstone, and definitely we are feeling that we are scale every single month, every single year. So we are aiming to the top.
Excellent. Fantastic. Best Solution ZTNA RSA Conference 2023, Hillstone Networks. Guys, thank you so much. It's impressive to see what you've done in LATAM and Europe, in Asia, in the Caribbean, where we're going to go visit. You have to bring us for some customer visits. And thank you for the time. And I can't wait to do this again next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right on. See, that wasn't bad, right?